Have you got a position yet for your son? What do you think? Receiver, quarterback, receiver?
Right now he's the fun assistant. I don't know what position he's in. You know, he's the fun assistant. Yeah.
Tannehill's a little scrappy out there today. You like seeing that from some of your receivers like Jakeem and Danny?
Yeah, I mean, there's good and bad to it. You know, you see the fire that some of our guys have and the passion that we play with, and you love seeing that aspect. You love seeing the competitiveness, the desire to win. You know, you don't really want to take away from practice and be a distraction and slow down, take away from the greater good. So there's a fine line. There's a fine line between you know, going all out and then being a distraction and taking away from what we're trying to accomplish. So you know, on one hand, I love to see it. I love to see the fire that our guys have. And on the other hand, it's you know, it takes away from us a little bit.
As a leader, do you kind of express that opinion when you get back to the locker room?
Yeah, we've already adjusted. You know, we adjusted after practice with our offensive guys, and they're on board. You know, it's a competitive sport. It's an emotional sport. When you're going against the same guys day in and day out, you know, little things start to build up and become bigger than what they really are. But that's just the nature of the business. Whenever you know you're facing the same guy, play in, play out, day in, day out. You know, but I like what I see from our guys as far as the fire.
Ron, obviously you're not allowed to give us a couple of examples of things that pleasantly surprised you about your offensive weapons last 3 months, whether it's one of the rookies or Gore's speed or one of the new receivers. What couple things come to mind?
It's tough to say. You know, they've been good all around for us. You know, I think Albert has picked up the offense really quickly, as well as Danny. You know, really kind of surprised me how well they just kind of dropped in and got on board with exactly what we're trying to do. And you know, obviously it's not perfect, but no one is. And just the fact that they kind of jumped right in and haven't really missed a beat has been huge for us. You know, you see the kind of weapons we have in the first and second units right now, and there's really not too many loopholes in there. As far as other guys, you know, Frank, it really surprised me how hard he hits the hole. You know, when he runs downhill, he puts his foot in the ground and he goes. You know, there's a crease. You know, you see it on tape, but to see it in person, you know, you see a crease that's a foot wide. You know, barely able to get a helmet through there, and somehow he fits his whole body through there and is off to the next level. So that's probably been the most fun thing for me, as far as just seeing him put his foot in the ground, go downhill, and find a way to get through a crease where it looks like a human being can't fit.
Interesting. Tight end, any early observations there? How ready Gesicki looks? What you're getting from some of the other guys?
Yeah, Gesicki's coming on for us. You know, he's young, he's learning, but he's hungry to learn. You know, I think he has incredible range, and that's one thing that struck me from him so far is just his range. You put a ball, huge radius. He's got huge catch radius. You put a ball anywhere near him, and he has the ability to either jump and get it or reach out and get it. One way or the other, he's going to get his hands on it. So that's been very impressive so far.
Obviously, you're not to be touched, but when these things are going on, the scuffles and whatnot, do you ever talk a little smack as well? I mean, because guys say they talk a lot of smack. Do you, as the quarterback and the leader, do you talk a little bit of?
Yeah, I like to mix it up a little bit. You know, can't say too. I don't really go into the fisticuffs. You know, I don't go in there throwing hands or anything. But yeah, especially to Bobby, I like to talk a lot of noise to Bobby just because Bobby never shuts up, you know, so I like to give it back to him as much as I can.
So you expect what's going on with him and Amendola over and over again? I mean,
yeah, those guys have a good competitive fire to them. You know, right after the little scuffle, they went up and dapped it up, you know, so that's just kind of the competitive fire both those guys have, as well as the professionalism. Like, hey, you know, we're competing, it's over, and we're ready for the next play.
And as far as the back and forth, is it annoying to have to do those push-ups?
Oh yeah.
You've been hearing about that? Or?
Yeah, I mean, X made a great play on that one-on-one. We had Devontae on a takeoff. You know, I thought he did a good job of getting back to the red line. Thought I threw a good ball on the outside, and X elevated, got his long arm on the ball. So I have to give hat off to X right there, making a great play.
You said you talk a lot to Bobby. What's your go-to line to Bobby?
It's never one line. It's all mixing it up. You know, whatever the situation is.
TJ McDonald was saying X the lockdown corner. Going against him. What are your thoughts?
He's had a good camp so far. He's physical, he's long, he's tall. He has a good feel for, you know, when to get his head back and get a hand on the ball. You know, he's playing well for us so far.
Right, two other draft picks. Real quick thoughts on initially Durham. We've seen him maybe show some receiving ability. Didn't get a lot of chance. Notre Dame and Balaj. Impression to him.
Yeah, I think with Durham, he's had a strong start to camp. You know, I think Dallas pointed out a couple times to me, you know, just his improvement in blocking, you know, his soundness and his fundamentals and how he is improving in blocking. That's going to be huge for us as we move forward. He just needs to keep improving on that. And then yesterday he had a pass route where he got off the ball and was running and it flashed. You know, you don't think of him as a as a burner or a speed guy, but you know he got off the ball and was moving, and in the quarterback room we kind of noticed like, wow, you know, he's moving on this rep. So you know he's kind of think of him maybe as more of a blocker, but he does have the speed and athleticism to help us in the pass game as well. And with Kalen, Kalen is he's been good. He's coming on. He's a big, strong, physical guy. He runs really hard, and you know we're moving him around a lot. It's hard on him right now because we're moving him out in the pass game. We have him in the backfield protection, run game. So there's a lot on his plate right now, but he's doing a good job of learning and applying himself.
How do you feel physically overall 5 days in the camp?
Yeah, I feel great. You know, I feel great. I was telling somebody the other day, I feel like I'm 25, but 30 just sounds old.
So soreness, good soreness, would you say? Or
I'm not even really sore. You know, I came in pushing myself. You know, in the off season, you know, throwing a lot. You know, getting ready to go. So I was actually pleasantly surprised. You know, day 2 came out here, and I was kind of expecting a little arm soreness just with the increased load. Some of those when you expect it to be sore, a little tight, and then it's not. And you're like, oh, all right, good. You know, so it's been good so far. Obviously, you know, hope to keep it that way as we move forward, and the load increases even more. But I feel great so far.
When you think about having turned 30, where do you kind of? I think Sue turned 30 last year. I asked him the same question. Where do you kind of feel like that places you in your career arc?
Honestly, I don't know. You know, I'm just trying to get better. You know, I feel like I have a lot of good football left in front of me, and you know, just want to be the best I can this year, and we'll focus on what's after that then.
Ryan, did you work with Isaiah Ford on your when you were battling to come back? Did you guys work out through the rehab process at all? I know you were with Rick.
Yeah, it was nice to have Isaiah. You know, unfortunately, he was coming off an injury as well, so he was the one guy I could kind of throw to during the rehab process and be within the rules. So we had a lot of time together, a lot of good reps, and you know, I think it's showing so far. You know, he's a talented guy. He's able to make plays on the ball, and he's doing a good job so far in camp of showing that.